Hi, this is Sean from A Little Bit Every Day, T minus 343 for those of you keeping track at home. Just want to go ahead and talk to you, Bill, about my running this week and the improvements that have been made. Something this week I want to focus on during my easy runs was staying in zone 2. Now, zone 2 is projected to be 60 to 70% of your max heart rate, is how it's defined now. Now, your zones used to be defined differently back when I used to do this like 19 years ago. But this is pretty universally taken. I've seen it from several different people that they just go to your max heart rate and you just take it from off of that. Before, it used to be a calculation where you took your max heart rate and your minimum heart rate, you subtracted it, then multiplied, then added back. It was more complicated, but also gave you higher numbers to go ahead and be able to hit. Anyway, since everyone's doing it this way now, I'm going to do that. The max heart rate for me is going to be about 190. I haven't measured it yet, but it always has been about 193 historically for me. So I'm going to be testing that soon to try and get that number. But for right now, I'm going to use 190 as my number. And that means my zone 2 heart rate training should be between 114 and 133 and stay in that range. Now, Monday, I went for a nice easy jog, and it turns out that my heart rate kept racing up. And so I was able to average 133, but I had to do a lot of walking to get there. And my heart rate, my average mile time for the 3.1 miles was 11:28. Now, the pace is not the most important thing when you're talking about heart rate training. It's just what your heart rate is doing and getting miles in with that. So that's what I was doing. The second day was not a heart rate training, it was my intervals, which you saw. I figured out what was causing the pain. On Monday, I did a new exercise that really hit my quads, and I had no idea because it seemed really easy when I was doing it, but lactic acid, something built up, and it was very painful on Tuesday, but I was able to get the workout in, um, and that was 4.7 miles. Now, yesterday, I went to do the zone 2 training again, which should be about 80% of my miles, according to the people who I'm watching and who I'm following. So I did zone 2 again yesterday, and I tried a new breathing technique, and that was able to keep my zone 2 longer. I'm going to test it again here a couple more times before I come out and tell you what it is. Just want to make sure that it's not a coincidence. I want to make sure it actually is applying. But I was able to run when I was running around 9-minute miles very comfortably and easily. But again, I had to walk a lot, 3.1 miles. I was at 10:20 per mile average with a lot of walking. So, um, but that's over a minute better than it was on Monday. And so that's progress. And again, I got a new breathing technique, but I'll share it with you next week. You guys, I hope you have a wonderful day, and I'll see you tomorrow. Bye.